This wipe, Facepunch made the biggest change to the solo Rust meta in recent memory, and to put it to the test, I was going to embark on one of my most time-consuming challenges yet. Over 9 long days, I was going to film and document the complete solo experience on a Zerg infested server, testing this new meta, starting with nothing. This wipe had it all, from farming, to unique base designs, big online raids. If you could name it, I probably did it. For this wipe to be a success, I was going to need a build spot where I could get a lot of blueprints fast, so I spawned in, marked my base location, and headed straight there. Hello all, we are back, and I am excited as hell for this force wipe. There hasn't been a shift in the solo meta like this for as long as I can remember, and I'm a solo player. So we're going to full send 9 degen long days on a monthly server that's just wiped. I don't have blueprints, no one on this server has blueprints, and we're going to see how we do. But I think to start, we need to live next to launch site and labs, fish for blue cards, and that's how I'll get my tier 2. It's only a plan, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to get up there, get a base down before all the good land's taken up, and send it. And also, this is the first new long form video on my channel, the 3 to 4 hour stuff I've been talking about. This is the future of the channel. So if you like solo, long form content against clan Zerg servers, give it a subscribe, comment, like, all that sort of good stuff. There's also a hype button. I don't really know a whole lot about it. Maybe we can find out together what that does. If you got that option, hit that too. That's enough of that. Let's get to my build spot. So the plan is to have each day have a main goal, and today's goal is get a tier 2 workbench. I don't know how that'll go given it's a whole new system, but my intuition tells me that labs is the play. I'll be able to take the crude I get, sell it in a vending machine likely for fragments, and then also try and loot the blue card room. This server's 700 pop and it'll stay that way for a couple of days, so the respawns down there will be pretty insane. I think we get the train up there, get a base down as quick as possible while we can. Pretty much just go down labs. The savage pickaxe is actually massive. We should be pretty far ahead of the pack, but just in case, I'm going to bag out here, because I don't particularly want to start on that beach again. And then we'll just run the rest of the way, I reckon. This is actually turning into like a genuine survival adventure. Oh, this place is popping off already. Your server's just wiped. Guy must have pulled a python out of a crate. There's like 20 bow people everywhere. If I can get away, we should be good. What even is that noise? I should probably read the patch notes sometimes. This is the place, I reckon. We got like natural tree cover, a pocket of build priv, launch site, oil rig, labs. All the things I need to get blueprints. And we're going to start with like a new base design. This starter I've never built before. It's where I will harbour all my resources to then build a new version of my main base, which I've also never built before. I'm keen to do it. After what felt like an episode of Man vs Wild, I made it to my build location. The plan was to establish a bit of a foothold here before everyone else did, and I also wanted the base to be strong enough to deter any early raids from clans who'd likely be living near me. I wanted to hang around launch site in the hopes of getting some diving gear early so that I could go straight down to labs. I knew this place was going to be a popular build location, but I did not expect the not so warm welcoming from my soon to be neighbours.
Give us stone, or we take it.
I'm gonna go do a farm run while I can. I also need some cloth to make clothing to get into launch site because I want to try and loot diving gear from a box, and then we'll go down labs once I get it. Nice, get it while I can. I'm one of the first people here. There's like not many bases yet, but I reckon that'll change soon. Trying to get all of this while I can. Like, I just know, like, this place will be chaos. I think we're in for a treat in the next couple of hours once everyone starts to move up here and get their bases down. Turns out I can't do maths. 3 short of a furnace. I'm going to use some of this farm to upgrade the base, and we'll get that furnace and then that door. I need it pretty bad, to be honest. Nice, it's looking good. I'm gonna get that furnace now, and then doors, and then try to get some diving gear. Alright, good. Time to now go loot up while we can. At least try. What? Let's try that again. The road respawn rate out here is insane. I reckon I'll grab these nodes and put a second level and a few more doors on the base. That way I can like deter any early raids. I mean, with the workbenches, it's probably hard to do that, but people can get stuff from Brig and 2C4 your wall. We'll try and avoid that. hate building in the dark, but it's safe. This is I didn't even know what footprint you call this, like the Rust logo footprint. And then it's honeycomb. There'll be a ring main on the outside that I can seal from if someone does try to raid me early. And it'll have like a Brutalist peak pod at the top. That's what I'm going for anyway. I haven't really tested it, except for on a build server. So we'll see how it goes this wipe. People were starting to move into my area, and venturing too far from my base was now a serious risk. To make matters worse, a Zerg was moving into HQM quarry right next to me, and now started to push into launch site to try and take control of it. To shift the odds in my favour, I knew labs was the play, so I focused on getting my diving gear so I could face the Zerg in the water and not on land. Seems like someone lost their fight with a road scientist. I don't blame him, this road is almost like a second monument with how quick this respawns. I reckon I can get my diving gear pretty quick, and we need it sooner rather than later. I need to get down to labs. Well, that's not ideal. The Zerg have Tommies now. They're probably just going to sit on launch site and control that recycler. This will be fun. Oh, nice, that's come at the perfect time. It's exactly what I need. It's actually massive. I think we'll do a quick farm run, just clear the nodes around the base, and then go down labs and let them respawn and try to get a few more diving kits off people down there. Just going to sheet metal this up, put a few more doors on before we go 8 grids away, and send it down labs. Hopefully it goes well. I think that's a player. Nice. I think I'm just going to depot this straight away, to be honest. I need a spare diving set, and then we'll just come straight back. Actually, while I've got the chance, I might quickly do a recycle on launch site while it's still dark. It'd be one of the few times I'll be able to do it. That way I can research the rev and the fire arrow, and it'll make life down labs a lot easier. Oh, that's actually huge. Okay, this is a good idea. I swear they've done something with the nighttime. It was never normally this dark. I can't see anything. Alright, good. We got it back. I'm going to quickly research this, and we'll go straight back down labs. Having that double barrel is actually huge. Like, with the blueprint fragments, you're not going to be able to get access to a tier 2 unless you're like a massive Zerg that quickly. And speaking of Zerg, they're probably going to have a couple people down labs at all time farming it. So, this should be interesting, but we're going to go down there with that double barrel and try to get as much crude as possible and try to sell it for some fragments to get this tier 2. I think he just got here with me, to be honest. My best guess is the HQM Quarry Zerg was sending 1 or 2 people down into the labs every 20 minutes or so to loot it up and to also do the blue card puzzle so they could get the fragments they would need for their workbench and to also sell the excess ones off for large amounts of sulfur. My plan was to join them in labs and try and occasionally pick them off and run away with their loot. Labs was the best way for me to get loaded early and it would set me up big time for the rest of this wipe. So I spent the next few hours down in labs trying to shotgun Zerg farmers in the face. I'll be going straight back, but I'm just going to do regular trips to minimise my losses. Oh my god, he's loaded. Oh, he's got a fishing rod as well. That's massive. That is my gateway into that blue card room, which is a gateway to my fragments and my tier 2 bench. I've been down labs for a fair while at this point, and I had to cut some footage out as it was just the same barrel hitting, box looting and odd DB kill, but it was a good decision to go down there as I was now sitting on a solid foundation of loot. Now that I had more loot, I had to fortify my base, so I took the night vision goggles and a jackhammer and went on a big farm run during the dark. I couldn't have timed it any better as the big groups now had their boom and were out looking for raid targets. I was worried about the HQM Quarry group, but I didn't realise there was a group just as big, building one grid across from me, living in the swamp. Well, that ain't good. My neighbour's getting raided. Those guys have C4 as well. Like, my base is just up on the hill behind this. I want to know where they live. There's 3 there. 1 at 2. There's 5. Six. There's another one at the back. I think there's another one. I think there's 8 of them. Okay, this is a problem. I'm gonna follow them, but they're all running like towards the swamp. I haven't really scouted much of this area yet. That's concerning. My base is like in the tree line in the distance up there. I can see the edge of it. Well, yeah. There's at least 8 at minimum in that little base, which I assume is going to become a huge one in this swamp. I really need to fortify my base. I want to get it like a bit stronger. I don't want it to be like looking like it's a loot paradise, but at least enough to kind of deter them maybe trying to see for it. I'm going to get on that. We need to do some base upgrades. This is the first time actually building this base in practice. I've done it on a build server, but it's like a small, compact, honeycomb, strong core where you can have all your basic stuff to get started with: workbenches, research tables, cooking benches, all that sort of stuff. And then around the outside will be a ring main that can be used for smoke grenade seals in the event someone does try to online you. And then the roof is a broodless peak, 360-degree view. It's not too big that it attracts too much attention, but it is very strong for its size. I'm actually quite proud of this little creation. Whack the roof on and call it there for now. I won't do the broodless peaks yet because that'll attract attention and we don't want that. And this is the final result. You can put a turret in each corner, and then you can put beds in here with smoke grenades to seal, and each door can like move into an expansion. One can be a farm, one can be a garage, which I'll do later. But for now I'm happy with this. This is quite an expensive raid, to be honest. My neighbours are having a full-on domestic. I've got a 4-man on one side and a solo on the other, and they're just at each other's throats.
You wanted to talk all that? Oh my brother, come out. Be a rat and like a rat on come. The shit, so now we're ratting you, but bitch. Wait. Hey, we're not here to disturb you. Wait, a YouTuber lives right there, alright? Right there. A YouTuber lives right there. So every time we see him, we door camp him, right? You gotta do the same.
What's his name?
Is this him? Right here. Here he is.
Now, I didn't know this at the time, and it isn't until a bit after that I speak to him, but in fact, another YouTuber lived right next to me who was also a solo around the same size channel as mine. I'd never met Tricky Tiles at this point, and he'd gotten himself into a situation I am all too familiar with, where your neighbours who have more teammates than you try to push you around. While Tricky was their current target, I soon turned into one too. I got speaking to Tricky, and we made a bit of a deal. We wouldn't tank each other's wipe, but we also wouldn't team up. But if the toxic neighbours had to be dealt with, we'd band together to try and deal with them. I had the swamp group in the back of my mind, but we had a much closer threat to deal with.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Come, Luke. You help me then. Come. Come out me. Come. Let me in, quick. Oh, what happened, boys? What happened?
This is gonna be really entertaining. I'm like in the middle of a soap opera. I know there's 4 in that base and Tricky's on his own, so I might have to get involved at some point. I have a feeling these guys will turn on me as well.
What happened?
I kind of didn't realise it at the time, but he threw a P2 on the ground. I don't have one yet, and that's kind of the game changer. That gun is like good. It's one of my favourite. I've got most of the tier 1 tech tree blueprints, so I need my tier 2 bench. I think the easiest way to get it is vending machine the water with crude. So I'm going to go set that up, and then we'll also try get fragments from the Radtown card room, but that's probably going to be easier said than done. Well, hopefully that gets us some fragments. I'm going to try get them other ways as well, but that's a start. I want my tier 2 before I go to sleep, and that's the plan. Just going to let that shop tick along on the side, and then we might go labs and Radtown to try get the other fragments, but I am going to have a tier 2 soon, so I want to protect it when I go to sleep. So I'm just going to get enough farm to stick an external on this base, so people can't just take it if they raid me. And then I need to do the shooting floor as well before I log out. Nice. Alright, the external's down. It's just something simple. It's a bunker. It doesn't need to be a compound here. It's something to protect the workbenches so I can sleep easy at night, knowing I won't lose it. Oh, it's the neighbours.
Oi, 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 how's the DMA, brother? What DMA are you using, my brother? Oh, yeah, DMA shit, bro. You're fucking walling your ass off. Wait, hang on. Is a YouTuber with 20k subs colliding with a hacker? Oh,
I genuinely have no idea what I've done to make him think I cheat. I've barely had anything to do with them. I don't even think I've killed them yet. Anyway, looks like I'm on their list too. Looks like me and Tricky might have to try put an end to him.
Wait, brother. Why are you cheating for, lad? I legit went to... Wait, you're hacking your ass off, bro. What's going on?
Alright, it's on. I'm usually a pretty civil person, but I do also like to fight fire with fire. They're just door camping me at this point. I can't even leave my base. And I have the farm for the next part of this base design, which is like a 360-degree brutalist roof peak tower. So I'll put that up now, and I'll roof camp them until I break them, or whatever else happens breaks them. I can hear it in their voice, like I think they'll give up easy. So, time to fight back. Make some friends. perfect line of sight of the neighbours' every moves. I put a little attic up there as well where I put a bed and a respawn point. And if you put the horizontal embrasures, these become brutalist peaks. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's just an OP skin thing where like you get a pixel line that you can shoot through. But yeah, the shell of this base is pretty much done. I just need to add some auto turrets and metal it up when I can. Yeah, I'm gonna go check on the vending machine. That's what I'm talking about. Crude, it's just the currency of the zergs. I got 2 fragments from my shop, went over and got a third from the Radtown puzzle, and traded Tricky, my neighbour, Crude for the last 2. I then went and did a launch run for the final bits of scrap that I would need to craft my tier 2 bench. It had been a long wipe day for me and I was exhausted at this point, so I put my workbench down and went to sleep. The goal for the next day was to finish the tier 2 tech tree, but my not so friendly neighbours were going to make that task a whole lot harder. Didn't think it would be possible to have a rust hangover, but here we are. I seem to have survived the night and I've still got my workbench. That's good. The goal today is to finish the tier 2 tech tree. We're going to do a lot of different things to make that happen, but the problem is if my neighbours survive the night, they're going to make that difficult. So first things first, let's go see what they're up to. Well, it appears they've been busy. If they've stayed up to build that, then they have to be asleep. So I'm going to take the opportunity while I can to go loot up launch site and get some scrap and get some BPs. And it's early morning in Australia, so there's probably other people trying to do the same thing, but it'll be impossible to progress when they're online, just sitting there watching my door. Someone must be here. Sneaky. Hopefully I get this back, it's not a bad haul. That's a good start to the day. I hear Bradley shooting at someone, so we'll depot this and go back and see what's going on. I feel you, man. That Tommy is massive though, that's instant research. And that frickin' no-clip stuff will be the death of me. They need to do something about that. Just realised my poor forest is almost gone. That's actually really big for me. It's not just a Tommy, I have so many SMG bodies from being down labs on wipe day. I could probably make 15 Tommies, use 4 and sell the rest. I have the high qual to make them too, and then just use that scrap to snowball down the tech tree. I think I'll do that actually. Surely these sell pretty quick, it's like day 2. That many people wouldn't have tier 2 workbenches, and I'm selling Tommies, like... I reckon this is the play alongside normal progression. Have the tech tree done in no time. Nice. Back to launch site before those frickin' neighbours wake up. Just the perfect time of day when all the little farmers are out, before all the clans get back online and start to move into the monuments. Well, I've timed that well. Someone is taking Bradley. What are they doing? It's weird. You're one of them, so they're not getting raided. Maybe they're like shooting at an external or something, I don't know. But that was also bad news because they're back online. And they have a HLMG, which means they've been doing rig. So it's a matter of time till they're up there with a bolty. With my neighbours now back online, moving around this area got a whole lot more harder. I beefed up my base defences in case they tried something, and then went back to my main objective of scrap farming to finish the tier 2 tech tree. But with my neighbours now back online, that was going to be a whole lot harder. I swear I heard someone. I knew it. I swear I heard him at the recycler, but he has like nothing on him. Yeah. Hang on. Do you reckon he's heard me, ran down the train tunnels for safety, and then stashed it and come back up? Because I swear I heard him at the recycler. I'm gonna go check. I knew it. 600 scrap. Okay, I did hear him recycling. See, I've thrown loot in that exact spot before, so, you know, bad luck, man. It's what it is. That is massive. He must have looted the whole of the launch site to get that much scrap. Oh, I feel bad for him. While I have the chance, and while I have the farm, and possibly before I get raided, I want to chuck a quick farm extension on this base. I want to get teas going, because I'll eventually need them in like a few days when I go to build my main base. I think this will be perfect. I just need 2 floors, like I'm just fueling me, not a clan. We'll keep it simple. Oh my god, they've just put a floodlight on my entire base. I have no idea what's going on. That's not good at all. They have a mini, they're probably doing rigs, and the problem with that is they'll have advanced bluprint fragments, so they'll likely have their tier 3 workbench, or will soon, which means, you know, oh man, me and Tricky might be a raid target. Things were about to get complicated. My neighbours were a 5-man who were running rigs, had an L96 rifle with a scope on their roof, and very likely had a tier 3 workbench, which meant they had boom. One of the guys in their group seemed not to be on the same page. He kind of seemed like a role player who wanted to just build a farm and chill out, but I know for a fact the other 4 did not like me. So I decided to form a pseudo friendship with the 5th guy, promising that I'd give him a god clone to buy time but never actually delivering on that god clone. It was a strategy to stay alive. I didn't want to get raided at this point because I was not prepared for it, so I used a clever solo survival tactic to hopefully keep my base in a different way.
What you want for some BPs, man? Some planter boxes. I know you got a farmer in here.
Scrap.
What you got? In the trade? Some scrap for some of me? That's everything I need, I'm pretty sure, man.
No, I haven't actually started farming. I was just
cooking up.
I was just setting it then. Nothing yet. I haven't started.
You didn't go up. I've got do you have like the barrel and like the barrel? Can you give me that as well? And like all the switches and stuff?
Nah, I don't have an M2.
Yes, you do, mate. I saw you with it earlier.
I think you're looking at the wrong guy. Yo, what's going on? Hello. Wait, which one? I got a few. That one or that one? Oh yeah. How you going?
Yeah. Oi, do you like tricky? Oi, do you like tricky tiles?
I don't really know who that is, to be honest.
He's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay. I'm usually pretty quiet and peaceful and just chill. I don't really interact with neighbours that often. Usually they just raid me.
Hey, are you loaded or what? What have you got? Yeah, what have you got, be honest?
Yeah, you'd be fucking loaded.
To answer your question, I have a bunch of stone.
We could do with that.
Yeah, we could have some tax for living in that area.
Could ya?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. I'm not gonna give it to you forthright. You're more than welcome to waste your boom on me.
Hey there, Nanga. What are you doing there, Nanga?
No loot, man.
Sorry. We didn't mean to exploit your door. Sorry. We'll put it back for you.
Shut up, old man.
I'm not sure if they were trolling or actually intended to raid me, but the 5th guy Melon, who I'd been winning over with farm items, talked them out of going any further. This is exactly what I wanted. I needed to buy time to get myself more established before I turned on them, but something interesting happens soon where I have the perfect opportunity to betray them.
Yo.
It's currently breeding at the moment.
I told him not to raid you. I told him not to.
It's currently crossbreeding, so however long that cycle takes. My toxic neighbour's workbench was exposed, and with Face Punch making it a lot harder to get one, it was likely these guys would try and rebuild if they managed to keep their workbench. My goal was to get into the breach, stop them from sealing and finding a way to break it, and if I could get someone to help me, I would, And that person was my neighbour, Tricky Tiles. I'm going to quickly message Tricky. If I can hold this breach down, he can come over with stuff to break this workbench. That'll be massive.
Me. I'm yellow has. Yep.
I'm holding for you.
I don't know how there's one inside.
That's where that was. There's crude here. Can we cook low grade? In the... Got him. I got him.
Nice.
There's like 19
Go,
crude.
go on.
Look, get it.
Go on. Let's go. Yeah, I'm getting out too.
Let's go.
I mean, if we get some logo, we can get that.
Me and Tricky had successfully broken their tier 3 workbench, and judging by how quiet they were and how desperate they were to get back into their base, I don't think they really wanted us to do that. I wasn't done yet. I still had one more nail to stick in their coffin. They kinda had this coming with how they're reacting, but I'm gonna go grief that external and then put an auto turret on it as well that looks straight into the core. I don't want them rebuilding, even if they wanted to. They weren't the best neighbours. That should do the trick. I don't know if we'll see them again. They might rebuild, but if they want their base back, it's not going to be easy. Living under the radar, playing the peaceful solo farming role worked well against my existing neighbours, but I was going to need to reach deep into the strategy book to survive my next enemy, the Swamp Clan. They had done the raid on the beach earlier, and now had just raided my neighbour. There was now no bases between me and them, and I was the last person on this side of the hill. It was more critical than ever that I got the scrap I needed to finish my tech trees, and also to get my hand on a tier 3 workbench, so if they did try to raid me, I'd at least stand a chance. I would have a guess and say the toxic neighbours are probably done for now. They might rebuild, but they'll have to do it somewhere else. That base is like hard grief and they lost their workbench. Speaking of workbenches, I need mine badly. I need a tier 2 tech tree done and the tier 3 bench. This isn't my main base. I'll start building my main base probably tomorrow. And when I do, I need to be able to defend it, because I reckon the second I start building it, the Swamp Clan will probably raid it. So I need to kind of get this done, and like sooner rather than later. Nice, the shop's selling. think I'll go hit launch site up. Those guys shouldn't be on it anymore, and with the shop and that, I should be able to get this done pretty quick. After a bunch of successful launch site runs and the proceeds from my shop, I'd now completed the main parts of the tier 2 tech tree. But at this point, I was exhausted and needed to sleep. I was going to sleep well tonight knowing that my neighbours had been dealt with, but sometimes it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Oh my god. I think I need a coffee. Yesterday was a big day in Rust. And to be honest, today will be as well. And probably the next however many days are left in this video. Yesterday we finished the goal of that tier 2 tech tree last night. And today the goal is to get a tier 3 workbench and then try and get a lot of, if not all of the tech tree done. And then also prepare stuff for the main base build. So jackhammers, tees, pies, all that sort of stuff. But to start the day off, I reckon we try go down labs and get a fragment while it's early in the morning. I reckon that's it. We'll go down labs, try get the first of this advanced fragment, and hopefully it goes to plan. Which it never does. I haven't been down since last time, but I do remember the layout. And I think I can fish here safely and pretty much not be killed. I need a bunch of blue cards. This is probably the best way to get it. I swear I heard someone splashing. If I shut the right doors, I can't really be snuck up on. It's a good layout for a fisherman. Someone else here. Oh, he's got a red card. There's no blue though. You need a blue to get into the red in this lab. I was actually getting blue cards to go get red cards, but he just bought one to me. Alright, well that makes life a lot easier. I just need to catch a blue card and we can do this puzzle. Catch a blue card? Catch a fish with a blue card. I've got no good bait left. I'm gonna go back in depot and grab some more, I think. Use good bait, get blue card quicker. Yes, now we're talking. Turns out I can be snuck up on. That would have been really bad. I have a lot of crew, so I might just quickly depot that, because that's probably going to be how I get the other fragments, then come back and do the puzzle. Oh, you get 2. Okay, that makes things a whole lot easier. I just only need like one more red card. All my crew buys them for me. I swear tier 3 is easier to get than tier 2 if I'm being honest. I'm going to need scrap and comps and more crew to buy the rest of these fragments. So I might just go back down there and do that while it's quiet. And then check the shop. Hopefully some sell. This monument is just the best solo monument. Like, I still gotta go back at 500 crew and I'm pretty much almost there. So I think we'll head back and just check the shop and restock it if anything's sold. Ooh, something did just sell. Oh, I knew it. I told yous. Crude was going to be the play. I only need one more advanced fragment. I can make a tier 3. I actually might get pretty much the tech tree done today. I was in my head thinking, oh, I might get the workbench, but nah. It's like 2 hours into waking up, I've almost got it. Almost straight after my first sale, I got my 5th blueprint fragment and with that was able to make my tier 3 workbench. I put it down, then also did a second external to make sure I really kept that bench in case I was raided, and then turned my attention back to my next objectives. It was time to start preparing for a main base build, and for that I would need teas, a car to get to better farming locations, a bit more scrap, and a clever way to hide all the farm that I would gather for this main base build. I got that tier 3 workbench a lot quicker than I thought, so this main base build will probably, I'll start it tomorrow I reckon, and I'll start pulling resources for it today. I need teas, which I've almost got. I won't get pies. I do also need a car and scrap to research car parts. We have the tier 3 bench now, so I can make an armored car and just drive out to the middle of nowhere to get my farm. I can also go to outposts as well, which is actually huge. So I'll just finish up with my teas, and then I think we'll go to launch site and try and get that scrap for the car part tech tree. And then find a car. I gotta do that hard jump to get that. Wish me luck. There are so many people here. It's like 5 or 6 groups fighting over the launch site. like getting any recycling or comp stuff done here will be impossible. That place has been a rat fest since wipe day. I'm going to take my win while I can get it. I'm not even going to attempt to recycle there. There's a mining outpost like 4 or 5 grids north of me. I might just run up there and stick a 1x1 and just spawn in, loot it up, recycle it and run back every now and again. Because it's the engineering workbench I need for the car parts. I don't actually need a proper workbench. That's probably the easiest way to get this done. I swear I just heard a jackhammer. I might try hunt him down. I can get 2 goals ticked off the list here. I need one. Oh, yep. I'm not even going to go to that 1x1. I'm going to run this back to main base. They couldn't have come at a better time. The tea's almost done and that jackhammer is massive. I think now I just need the car, so back to getting the car parts. I actually recommend this as a little solo strategy. If you're playing a high pop server and you can't get anything done at the monument you're living next to, go find the most remote outpost, stick a 1x1 there, and just spawn in every now and again, loot up and recycle, and you'll be surprised how far down the tech tree you can get just doing it. Progress towards my goals were going well. I managed to get the car parts I needed researched, a jackhammer, and also put down a car garage. Now all I needed was a car and a creative way to hide my loot, and I had a clever little plan in mind for that. I've got some teas now, and I don't particularly want to store everything in here. And I was thinking, I took over that external TC on the base next to me, and it's kind of all decaying now. If I just walk over there and sheet metal it up, it's not going to look too unusual. And I reckon I can put some boxes in there and just hide loot in that external. Surely no one would raid that, and I could just run loot over in the dark. And I can pull everything I need together for my main base, and then just leave it there overnight. I think that's the play. I want this to look as believable as possible. No extravagant buildings off of it, code lock so it doesn't look like some solo's living in it. And I'll just sheet metal it up and call it there. And I'll only run over here in the dark. Surely no one rates this knowing the base next to it is decaying. Nice, I'm pretty happy with that. We just got to fill it with loot. And for that, I need a car. So, time to go find a car. Oh, it's not a camper, but it's a start. This is a wipe changer. I now have access to outposts, and this is the perfect size car to like use the recycler in the car too. Like, it's actually huge. I now had everything I needed to really make some solid progress on my goals for the day. So that's exactly what I did. I got to work finishing my tier 3 tech tree, farming what I would need for a main base build, but I also needed to pick a spot to put my main base, and I had just the cheeky place in mind. First things first, I'm going to go to Outpost and do like a bit of a shop. I want a bunch of red cards and blue cards for like rigs later, and I can also go down labs and do that puzzle. That's probably the best way to get a bunch of comps, and then I can take this car and go recycle and liquidate it all for scrap. That should help with the tech tree. And then we'll look for some farming spots and do a few other things, but today, the rest of today, is about finishing that tech tree and getting ready for the main base by farming a lot.
I'll give you a hat.
There's like a goal on like day 6 or 5 about getting loaded from rigs, and these cards will help with that, but they'll also get me down to labs. So I'm pretty much just going to do labs on cooldown farm, labs on cooldown farm for like the next couple hours. Definitely found my little farming spot. It's a bit of an adventure, but better safe than sorry. It was very repetitive, but my progress was going well. When I wasn't down labs farming comps, I'd be out jackhammering nodes and cutting trees to pull together the resources I would need for my main base and then sticking it in my stash external. Just as I was about to head out for a big recycle at the end of the day, I was introduced to yet another group that features in this story later on, and let me tell you, there was a lot of them. There's a pretty big raid going on out in the snow. I don't think it's a swamp clan, it's a bit too far for that, but I am half curious who's doing it, so I'm gonna go have a look. Oh, well, 1 by 1 didn't last very long. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. That can't be the swamp clan, there's too many. I'm kind of curious where they live now. There's a lot of them. I've been asking around and reading chat, and it sounds like that was the desert excavator zerg. I didn't know there was one on here out there, and I still have a bag out there from Wipe Day. So I might go spawn out there and see if I can find their base. Oh my god. Is that a base or what? That is a full-on zerg. Like, this server gets zergs, but one that big, not that common. I'm curious how many are in there. Like, I reckon by the end of this monthly server, they'll have just wiped the map clean. The upkeep on that, I don't even want to know, to be honest. I finished off the day by liquidating everything I gotten from my lab runs and went down the tier 3 tech tree and was able to unlock AK and boom. I made an AK kit, stuck it in my car room and then went to sleep. Tomorrow was going to be a big day. I had two main objectives. One, get most of my main base finished, and two was to load up on as much kits as I could get from doing cargo, rig runs and anything that would fill my base with high tier loot. Once this base was built, especially with it being right next to launch, labs and ore rig, it would become a huge raid target. And that it was. I needed to be on my A game if I was to survive the coming days. Well, I slept for so long I forgot to turn my recording on. I've only been on for a couple of minutes, I was just doing my crops. But I've been going for about 12 hours, I needed a solid break. Because today is going to be a big day. We're going to get part 1 of the main base done, and then fill it with as much AK and metal kits as I possibly can. Which means I'll be doing rigs, cargoes, using those red cards I got, all that sort of stuff. But to get the day started, I reckon we'll go for a little scout, just see what happened overnight. Wait, what? What have I missed? There's no raid alarm on my phone that went off. So maybe Tricky got raided? I'll ask him. He said someone tried to raid him last night. That base looks like it was going for both of us. But the second he logged in, they ran. Which is concerning. That means I'm probably going to get offline attempts for the rest of this wipe. Must have happened just after I logged off too, because that base is decayed already. Oh, it's an actual decay base. I never find decay bases like this. I play too fresh into wipe. I'm gonna try to loot it all up and get it back. Oh my god. Oh my double god. This is like Christmas. I really need to get that comp box back. Like, I can recycle that all for scrap, and then that's what I can use to buy my SAM site. It's like 1,000 scrap at the moment on this server, and I used it all on the tier 3 tech tree last night. So, got a bit of a blessing in disguise, really. That is not how I expected the day to start, but I'll take it. I'm going to go have a look at the original Toxic Neighbours base and see if it's decayed yet, because I have a little plan. They likely fluked it, but that's actually a really good main base location, because there's no build priv in that gully down there, and with my starter on this side, I can't get fobbed on this side, I can't get fobbed on that side, I have to get fobbed on the mountain side of the water. Which gives me like a natural advantage. And that thing's almost decayed. I reckon I can make a bunch of mollies and molly out all those external high walls and then wait for the foundations to decay. And that's where I put my main base. I essentially build on top of where the enemy was. Yes, they're gone. So like, look at this. This is like actually really good. I know by how I place my foundation where my externals end up. And I can dodge their external, which I took over. And then I may have to raid their shop, but I doubt it's that expensive. I reckon we do it. Like, I might come back and put the starter here just to claim it. just waiting for all my crude to cook so I can molly out those walls. And I might actually wait for dark and put some turret pods up just to protect the build. Because if I get seen and get grabbed, it'll just be painful. Life will be a lot easier with the turret pods. I'm going to do about 3 and then start the main base. I put 2 more turret pods down to protect my build and then got started on building my main base. This base had been tried and tested against zergs in other videos, but I added a new element to it this wipe, a China wall. It was time to start phase 1 of the build, but as mentioned earlier, this was going to make me a huge target. I feel a lot safer doing this with turret pods, so I'm going to do it in the day for a change. Normally I build this in the dark, but step 1 is do the inner ring and the peaks. Normally I stop here at the inner peaks and then I go down and do the compound because you need to build up from the compound to do the next floor. So quickly do that now. I thought I'd just be able to fit it, but I will have to raid that shop. It's okay, I can still do the ring main, I just can't put the external on yet. And I've got that C4 from that decayed base, so be able to get rid of it pretty quick. I'll do that later though. I repeated what I did on all 3 sides, built out my turret pods and then raided the shop so I could finish my compound. The next part was to actually flesh out the compound defences with turrets and other traps, and then also do the upper floors, open core and outer peaks. So far so good. I've got a lot of the basic defences done, compound turrets, inner peaks. I just need to do the open core and the roof now, and that's pretty much phase 1 of the build done. I was now in the home stretch of this main base build. The next stage was to move on to sorting out the open core and the automation. Once I'd moved in, I would start to look at doing some raids, cargoes and oil rigs to really equip this base with the stuff that I would need to defend it against the large groups around me, with my biggest threat being the Swamp Clan. Alrighty, it's come along well. I've got the power done now, which means I can do the open core. And because I'm going to be in this base for like quite a few days, I'm going to fully automate it. It'll have crafters, deposit, all that stuff. And there'll be a pipe connecting my starter and this base together. And yeah, then we'll do like a few little upgrades. And then pretty much the majority of the base done except the China wall. And then the second goal for today is to get loaded, which means raiding, rigs, cargo, all the high octane PvP stuff. But the downside to that is it's probably going to put a target on my back. So, better get this base done before then. Nice, alrighty. The two bases are now linked. I can send from main to here and here to main, and anything that comes from here to main just gets auto-sorted into the open core. I love automation. This has actually gone rather well. We're pretty much officially moved in. I just need to like sheet metal up and armor a few things that's been smelting while I've been doing this. And then we can move on to the fun stuff. Like oil rigs. And raiding. Yep, that's the area I'm living in. This is gonna be fun. After a bit more base upgrading and adding a shop, I'd now mostly finished the base with the exception of the China wall. It was time to move on to goal number 2, getting loaded. I was going to start off with some raids first to see if I could hit a jackpot. I was loaded up on sulfur from my farm runs and had more than enough pipes and crudes from labs, so I crafted up some boom and started looking for some juicy raid targets. It's actually come out quite well. It's a little bit exposed with the China wall not having been done yet, but for now it's strong enough. So, time to move on to some raids. And first things first, I need a camper. It's about time to send some raids. I'm going to start small and work my way up, and also I'm going to wait for that attack heli to go away first. But I'm pretty much just going to drive down the coast to my camper van with a couple AK kits and some rockets, and raid like any small farm base and just hope I get lucky, and then go from there, I reckon. What? What have I raided? He's got a computer station. He must have been bee-droning people. Oh my god, that is so something I would do. They're going to be crazy in a raid defense. It's actually kind of a low-key jackpot, to be honest. I don't even know. What is even going on? The last like 10 minutes has been so weird. That saves me using 2 satchels, it's decayed, but it's actually quite a bit in here for nothing. What? He's got 1,000 scrap in there. Like the last night and this day cycle is just... It's just weird. It's like some omen of some sort, I don't know. It's gone to plan so far. I'm gonna go run further down that beach and see if I can find some more raid targets. Oh my god. I don't know how he didn't see me. I really want that mini. I'll be doing rigs soon and that'll make life a lot easier. I went back over to try and get the mini from the base owners, but they were all online. I then went back over again and ran into this guy and his attack heli. Remember this name, he features a lot soon. I did finally end up getting the mini, which was going to be instrumental in the rig runs I was about to do. I finished up my China wall and then went on one big recycle run for the final part of my scrap grind to buy myself some sand sites, and after that, the base would be finished. I'm about to go on an adventure. I was going to do this later, but that attack heli I've been running into, it belongs to the swamp. They now obviously see this base and they've been harassing that iceberg guy all day, and I can't help but think I'm probably the next target. So before that thing ruins my day, I need to get some SAM sites up. But they're really expensive at the moment, like 1,000 scrap. So I'm going to go use my armoured car and do my recycling trick, and then see if I can get 2 of them. If I can get that done, I'll be happy, because then the base is finished, and I can just start doing oil rigs and cargoes and whatnot. Well, can't use that recycler. That's the guy I killed for the full backpacker farm as well. D Cook, whatever his name was. I'm not even going to risk it. I have too much to lose. I can't really recycle anywhere, to be honest. I might just have to bite the bullet and go do it at Outpost in the safe zone. Should at least get me 1 SAM site, possibly 2. Nice, I actually managed to get 2, that's big. With the purchase of those SAM sites, my base was now complete. It just needed some kits, and to get them, I was going to PvP, do more raids, and try and contest ore rigs and cargoes. While my area had been quiet for now, things were about to change as the groups around me started to take notice of my base. Now that I've got this mini, I think it's time to send it on the first ore rig. I've got about 6 red cards, so we'll pretty much be doing this on cooldown through the whole day. And surely I can get away with a few. And hopefully I get loaded doing that. And also, I will hit a cargo when it comes out too. I've looted my fair share of elite crates from labs this wipe, and I've gotten nothing. Not the best heavy loot this time around. Hopefully the crate can deliver, but we've got about like 8 more red cards, so I'm sure we'll come back with something at some point. Ooh, we have a friend. The crate's about to unlock, and he has not made his move yet, so I don't really know what he's up to. Check the vents, secret, and the crane. He's gone quiet, so I don't know, maybe he's here for scraps, but I'm going. I need to make a little helipad on the roof of my main base. I'm going to try and jam this mini in here for now and sort that out after. Not bad at all. I reckon as it gets later here, like, those rigs are going to be just a task. I think there's like a little raid or something going on out here. This place is a rat den. I don't come out this way often, but while rig's down, I might see if I can do something with it. Might be counterable. Ooh, I reckon they've blown the doors off this decayed base. There's one left as well. I might actually come back with my own boom and get it. Oh, I need to be quick. After that little counter raid, I went and done another oil rig that was largely uneventful, but it was helping me achieve my goal of getting loaded. I still had a few more bases on the coast I wanted to raid, but by doing so, I was now really starting to draw the attention of the Swamp Clan. There's two more little bases on my list. There's a farm base out in the Snar Rampass when I was farming that I have seen be active, so it could be loaded. And then there's a base on the water that's popped up. I don't know if it's like the Iceberg guys rebuilding or it's some Swamp Clan thing, but I want to get rid of it. It's a bit too close to home, and if it turns into something big, it'll be a problem. I knew it was a farm base. I wish it was more loaded, but I won't complain. It's better than nothing. I'm going to get this stuff back to base, and then we'll hit the second base on the water, but I'm probably going to wait for dark for that one, just because it's in like a way more active area. Yeah, not a whole lot here. I think they live in the swamp. Well, they've come from that way anyway. I reckon I can cut them off on their way back. I think I'm okay if I'm quick. That Chendex guy is definitely a swamp player, and they've blown my camper up. There was nothing in that base, but if I get this back, I've at least got like 3 or 4 kits off them. So technically a profit. I was going to fob that raid, but I thought I'd be able to get in and out in time, but it's too hectic around here to raid like that. Kinda just gonna sleeping bag their perimeter. This is the Swamp Clan, the guy that Chendex belongs to who did all the raids early on. It looks like someone tried to raid them, but obviously they weren't successful because he's still on. But I'll spawn in here with a bag every now and then just to keep an eye on them, see what they're up to. Because there's a very real possibility they try and raid me. They know I've got rockets now, they just see me at that raid. And they see my base on the hill. So yeah. Could be a problem. The Swamp Clan well and truly knew about my existence at this point, and while I was sitting outside their base scoping it out, I heard a small raid close by. It was a few of the Swamp Clan players doing a small raid without a fob, so I decided to try and counter it while they were vulnerable. Oh, he's a part of the Swamp Clan, as Trapper his name is. I reckon there's only like 3 or 4 of them on at the moment. I reckon they're gone, oh there's a new base like just over the hill, let's go raid it. It might actually be a chance for me to counter it. There's no fob, turret, or anything. I'm doing it actually. I'm going to send it, see what happens. That place is turning into an absolute grub fest, so I'm just going to take my win. I think I got a couple AKs and HLMG and just go. I don't think they won the raid either though, because I heard that guy like sealing when I was in the doorway, which is kind of just as funny. I had just run into the Swamp Clan for the second time in an hour. They certainly didn't have all their numbers on yet, but my first encounter ended in my favour, and now the second one did as well. If they had a list of people they didn't like, I was certainly starting to appear on it. I was making solid progress on my goal of getting loaded, but if one thing was going to really solidify that, it was cargo ship, and it had just spawned the second I got back to base. This is actually like a really cool looking core. Normally I don't make them look this good, but I'm proud of this creation. I've been waiting all day for a good cargo spawn. It's just spawned in, it's in the bottom of the snow, which means I might be able to get there first. If I can get there first, I have a chance of actually doing it. But this might just be the last time we see the Mini. Pretty sure I am the first one here. Oh, let the fun begin. We're at the first harbour stop. I think I'm just going to sit here for a bit and let all the grubs fight it out until the cargo ship takes off, and then I'll clear it all out. And hopefully by the time we get to the next harbour, I'll have a couple crates and I can just leave. I'm probably pushing my luck being here any longer than right now, so I think I'll just loot everything up. I get 2 crates and the body so far, and just go. Take the win while I've got it. Once I got back from that cargo, I had 2 goals for the rest of the day. All rigs on cooldowns for raid defense kits, and farm runs to try and get my base as strong as possible before I logged for the night. I had about 5 hours left before I was going to sleep, so I tunnel vision making this base the strongest it possibly could be before I actually went to sleep, because from tonight onwards I don't get a full night's rest until the end of the wipe. Day 8 and 9's goals were purely to survive the onslaught. Where's my AKs? I need more AKs. SARs are alright, but I'm in it for AKs. I've done a few rigs and I still haven't got one yet. Honestly, I've probably got more miniguns than AKs at this point. I am getting Benellis, which is good. But I'm like exhausted. Hey, it's been a big day. I've been on for like, I don't even know, close to 16 hours and I'm not proud of it. I'm just pretty much doing rigs on cooldown because I'm like half asleep. So, I think I've got one more in me for today. And then we probably will call it. Give me an AK. I have 3 miniguns off this one rig. I'm like up to 10. I don't believe what I'm seeing. It's 2 AKs. I'm that tired I can't get excited. It's been a day. This is the last rig for me. I've been running rigs on cooldown for the last 5 or so hours, and in between I would do farm runs for upkeep and to sheet metal the last of my base. The base was in a good place now. I had a decent amount of kits. Most of it was sheet metaled and the core was armoured. I logged out for the night exhausted, only to be awoken to what was the beginning of an eventful last few days. Oh, yep, been asleep for 3 hours. I don't know what's going on. We'll get on the cams and check. I don't see a fob. Either they're offline checking me or they're just like raiding maybe the shop. I don't know. Let's go have a look. I don't actually know what they've done. There's no doors missing. I got all my barricades. They might have just been offline checking me. The second I started moving, I haven't heard them, so that's probably what they're doing, so... I'm just gonna stay on for like 10 more minutes and I'm going back to sleep. I'm pretty fried. Oh, it's an actual raid base. Alright. I barely slept, but time to wake up. Ah. They just fly away the second they realise I'm online. That is so cringe. That's why I don't really play the Australian servers that often. They're good players, but they just play like rats. I'll wait around and see if they come back. If not, I'm going back to sleep. And hopefully, I can sleep for like more than 2 hours. Wow. It was like embarrassingly cringe. Hopefully they can't break that and they've just griefed this tower, which means no one else can put one there tonight. I don't know the name OP. I don't think so anyway. It's not on any of my lists from memory. But at the same time, I'm quite tired. Just gonna go back to sleep. I don't think they'll be back while I'm online, so yeah. Pick up where we left off when I wake up. Whoa, we're back. I slept last night after being woken up twice, but I did get to sleep. And it's day 8, and the goal for day 8 is to send a massive raid. I want to raid someone with like 60 to 80 rockets. Potential targets out in the snow in the cave, but we'll see how the day evolves. I don't know if it will happen because after last night, there's obviously people interested in my base. So we'll see how the day develops, but that'll be the aim. Go for a raid. Yeah. Oh my god, I need coffee. So I figured out what that first set of boom was last night. That was them blowing up my SAM site. Maybe to check me if I'm online, or to siege raid, I don't know. But that means I have one less SAM site. I also need a lot of tack gloves. So I'm going to do a big recycle run, go get a couple more SAM sites and one for spare, some tack gloves, and then we'll get started on the day, farming up, getting some rockets and looking for a big raid. They are not getting any cheaper. I can probably only get the one, to be honest, this time around, so hopefully no more get blown up. That's good. First little task of the day has gone to plan. Now I think pop an orty and do a farm run. My plan for today was to do a big raid on someone, but on my morning farm run some interesting developments occurred that might make that goal easier said than done. Good start to the day. I haven't seen that tag before though, GT. That's definitely a new one. Ooh. I did not expect to eat a rocket to the face then. Who is it? Oh, that's... Oh, he's... Oh no, that's the Swamp Clan. That's the guy who flies the attack heli around. Uh-oh. Ooh, yep. That's definitely the Swamp Clan. Yeah. This could be very problematic. Not too sure what they're up to at the moment though, but I'm just going to assume they're going to try and raid me. I can hear one on that tower too. I'm not too sure what's going on, like, if they own that fob or not, but there was a guy up there, I heard him break his legs dropping off. And I've killed, there's 4 so far, 1 in my base still. 1 I just killed, the guy with the pump, and him. There's probably more too. If they're all like congregating like this, it's never usually a good sign. That first guy's dead. He like died of B grenades or something. If so, that's hilarious. Turns out bees are really annoying, and I have like 50 bee grenades from that raid earlier. I've only used like 5 then. I'm going to save the rest in case they actually raid me. But yeah, it is concerning he's in here. He's obviously trying to shoot at my turrets. Maybe they try slow raid me or something, I don't know, but not good. He was 100% testing my SAM sites. Either they were trying to bait him out to MRS me, or they're going to bring that attack heli over, which is just as bad. Yeah, that's not good. I think they're gonna try like just cringe raid me. You know, like they're gonna jump in with HVs and shoot my turrets out, and then just MLRS me on cooldown. They won't actually risk any boom till I'm at the point I can't defend. They're still down there. They might be waiting for day. Like, if they actually strike me again, then they're definitely siege raiding me, and I can't defend that as a solo against a numbers advantage. So my only option is probably to smoke the fob and just rocket the hell out of it, to the point that, like, there's not much point raiding him anymore. He's got no boom left. And especially if they're gonna, like, siege raid me like that. They don't deserve the rockets. It's a lot of bees. Nah, it's time. I still don't know if that's their fob, but, like, they're gonna siege raid me from it, so instead of them getting my rockets, I'm just gonna put a hole through it. That might have done the trick. The rockets did the trick and the Swamp Clan left. I spent the next while fighting grubs and fixing up the base as it had eaten 2 airstrikes. The problem now is that I'd lost my SAM sites again. I went on a recycle run, got 2 more and set up some proper pods for them, hopefully stopping them easily being griefed. I'm glad I did that, as this was not the last time we seen the Swamp Clan. Unfortunately, SAM sites are just really griefable, especially if you're offline. And I think this is probably the best thing I can do for them, just lifting them off the ground out of line of sight. It's better than nothing, and I'm going to need them because the Swamp Clan's been doing Bradley all wipe. They've probably got like enough MLRS in that base to foundation wipe me. Speak of the devils, I bet you that's them. See, I still want to do a raid, but like with them nearby, it's like near impossible. I'm still going to prepare for one though. Like, I will send it and actually give it a go. But the Swamp Clan make life hard. I spent some time doing some odd jobs around the base, and I took everything out of my starter to let it decay so I didn't have to maintain it anymore, and then built a farm and a garage on the external of one of my main base TCs. But not long after this, a familiar face appears at my door. Oh, that was a slog, but I've just emptied my starter and pretty much built on the external of my base. I want one base now to focus on upkeep. I've only got like a day left. Put a little pump station down here which will fuel the farm, and then, yeah, look for a raid. Bloody grubs. Can't even build a pump station in the dark in peace. Oh, one of my raid alarms went off a few minutes ago. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Swamp Clan guys. Snake's a new name, I haven't seen that one before. That's a 7th on the list. Yeah. Remember what happened last time? My bad to be siege raided again. Please tell me I'm not. How does he know? I didn't even make a noise. Oh, they're back. Oh, okay, that's actually really bad. Okay, that explains the raid alarm and the body on the barricades. They must have taken out my side turret to ladder up. Face punch glitched the turrets out this wipe. You can only have 10 before you get interference. Yeah, if he's up there and they top down me, I'm in big trouble. I'll have to come up clutch to survive this, to be honest, if they actually bring rockets. Oh, don't judge me. This is very risky, but it's probably the only way I'm going to save these rockets. I don't know how I just did that, but I've got control back of the core. They're kind of flying over just what they need, and it should buy me time to... I'm going to seal the whole roof off, and then pick up all my loot and throw it down into the inner peaks, and I'll put some turrets back up here. I don't think they're done. They know the layout. They probably know another way back in. And, yeah, I reckon if we can make a trap for them with turrets, and they blow back in here, and I just fight from my inner core, we might actually be able to defend this. Still hear like a bunch of footsteps up there. Maybe they're counted. I don't know what's going on, but there's an attack heli just taking out turrets. And I think my SAM site. They might just get complete control and then try again. It is kicking off out there, which is good. It buys me time to get some turrets down and get this loot sorted. definitely still up there, but I've got control of this core again. I put turrets and all the good loot's downstairs. They will have to rocket through a ceiling to get in here, but if they do, it's just a wall of turrets. Well, I think they're actually going to go for it again. Oh, they were so going to rocket C4 that. They can come to me. I'm just going to hold these peaks. All the good loot's downstairs now. And they're probably looking for it. It's starting to kick off out there. Like, I can hear 2 sets of AKs fighting. Like, I'm pretty sure they're getting countered quite hard. I don't think they can keep this up for much longer. Oh, thanks for the smoke grenade. Help me put that door on. I've sealed it for now. They've tried to despawn my core. I don't think they're very happy. The raid was over. They decided to pull the pin, likely because the counters were getting out of control, but they ran back to their swamp with nothing. These guys fought dirty, and I had a feeling they were not going to just take an L like that. From this point on, I was fully expecting a Spite Siege raid where my base would be reduced to its foundations, so over the next hour or so I played 52 pickup, made a new open core. After trying to navigate the scuff sealed off part of my base, I fixed it up somewhat to the point it was defendable, but the issue was roof access. It was now an adventure to get to my roof, and if they did return, that was going to make any raid defense that much harder. I've had to put some signs up around the base so I know which way to go. Red means to the roof. I have to like go up through my inner peaks all the way around up to the top now through where they rocketed in, just because of how I sealed the open core. I need to do something about the turrets on the roof too. I need like a pod of some sort. Like Face Punch really scuffed at this wipe. You can only get 10 turrets, which makes it hard to like stop people getting roof access if you have a China wall. We'll try and come up with something. I've been stuck in that base for a few hours now, just like fixing everything up and making a new open core and automating everything and just repairing the damage. I need to go and shoot something. So there's a raid next to me. I'm going to go suss it out and see what's going on. It's my friends, the Swamp Clan. If they're going to fight dirty, so am I. I'm going to come over here and just mess with their raid. I know it's evil, but the things they've done to me the last few days, it's only right that I make it even. I'm definitely coming back now. I don't think it's like the full group online at the moment. I think a lot have logged after that raid. Probably gone to sleep or something. But I'm going to try to shoot that mini down when they fly it back. That went way differently in my head, but good old Rust, it's fun sometimes, isn't it? It had been a very long day and I needed to sleep. My plan for the day just gone was to raid someone, but that plan now became tomorrow's plan. I still had all my rockets I saved yesterday and planned on doing a pretty big 60 to 80 rocket raid, but one thing I didn't take into account was that the Swamp Clan had a plan for me, or so I thought. Oh my god. Alright. It's the last day of this wipe. It has been an absolute slog. I have a bunch of rockets still from yesterday and I'm going to get some more today. And then we're going to like try find a raid target. I'm half tempted to actually try and raid the Swamp Clan. Like start with their starter, then build a tower and see if how far I can go. Or there's like a big god rock thing in the snow. Yeah. I have to come up with a plan and a bit of a target, but that's the goal for today. Use my rockets. This is a monthly wipe server, so there's like still heaps of active bases. I could try this cave in front of me. I've been half tempted to. I've never really raided a cave properly before. They've been around since, I think, Wipe Day. I remember running down there and there being a base. Like, it could be a target, but might keep having a look around, see what else is out there. I don't really know this name, unless it's like a Swamp Clan member renamed or something. It's right next to their base and I swear that is my AK skin. Yeah, anyway, I'll take it, free loot. Oh, the shops come in clutch. Last night before I went to sleep, I put all my sale offers to Highqual because my upkeep's quite high after using a lot sealing the base yesterday. I'm going to use most of that up, to be honest, because it's the last day, why not? Whoa, that's an actual rocket. Wait, pre-dread. He's the Swamp Clan. At this point, I thought the Swamp Clan were back for round 4, but it dawned on me just after this point that there were 2 pre-dreads because they had different display pictures. The one I've been seeing in the Swamp Clan was impersonating the pre-dread from the Excavator Zerg. I now in fact had a 20 plus deep Zerg on my doorstep who had a reputation for knowing what they were doing, and they also had 2 attack helis. I don't really have a choice but to play from the core, but they got 2 attack helis just circling my roof. I can't go up there and nade spam, so like, back's against the wall already. I'm just going to play seals. Oh, this is intense. They know what they're doing, the incend, it's stopping my foundations. I'm just gonna have to keep playing seals and just hope. Look at him. What do you even do against that? I just had my base torn apart by a Zerg who knew exactly what they were doing. I fought it out for a bit, but then waited for the raid to cool down to inspect the damage. Jesus, that is a genuine hole. like that was a proper Zerg that raided me then, and I need, I've defended raids against Zergs in the past, and to do it you need to nade spam a lot to get them on cooldown, to thin the numbers out, to delay any incends in the breach so you can seal. But with the attack heli meta as it is at the moment, if you get pilots that know what they're doing, you just can't use your roof. And they had 2 attack helis then, so that completely eliminated my biggest strength against this Zerg. It's ridiculous, they need to nerf it. Everyone complains about it, I wish they'd just do it, but it is what it is. Good props to them. They raided me. They did it well. They knew exactly what to do. And they get the loot as a result. So, GG to the Raiders. But I tell you, what a wipe. Like, I don't think I've been pushed to like this limit in a while. I'm pretty exhausted. I'm not going to lie. It has been an absolute grind. But yeah, with that, that's the end of the wipe. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. But I'll see you in a month.